I believe it's saying that I am now recording. Okay, so today we're going to go ahead and fill in the right-hand side of this note, these notes. The left-hand side will be your homework. I'm hoping that you guys will have time to do that. We're going to go ahead and fill in the right-hand side. So basically the whole left-hand column here that says to ask a question, these are all the questions that you can ask or you can be asked. And then the right-hand side basically has the responses to those. And I tried to divide these boxes into kind of more specific things, because the very first one is saying like, is to dance pleasing to you? There's a lot of ways you can answer that. You can either say, yes, to dance is very pleasing to me, or you could say, no, to dance is not at all pleasing to me, or you could do something crazy and say, no, to sing is very pleasing to me. So again, there are different levels of how you can respond to these questions. So I'm trying to show you all of those. I am going to be color coding. If you can do that or replicate it, again, if you're handwriting the notes and then you're going to type them in, just kind of keep them in order. And it shouldn't be that hard for you, for those of you that have to handwrite your notes and then type them into your Mi Mejor Amigo, because of the fact that I'm kind of doing the screen share and you also are trying to type. Okay, I would like kind of some participation during this activity, just because I think it will help you retain stuff. So who are we asking in all of these questions? We're asking the word you. And if you remember in our old Mi Mejor Amigo, not old, the page above, 2 pages above on your slide 21, we ask, what is pleasing to you to do? Que te gusta hacer a ti? So we're basically asking the same question, but now instead of saying what, we're asking is. So we're going to start with an upside down question mark. Remember, boys and girls, how do you do that? Shift, option, question mark. Also down here, I gave you accentos that you can copy. The only negative is that it changes the font, which then maybe may not make it fit in the box. But again, it's not the end of the world. Now, instead of starting with K, we're going to use that IOP, indirect object pronoun, for you, and that is te. It should be capitalized. Te e. Say to yourself, te. And that word pleasing or like is gusta. So, he u s t a, G-U-S-T-A. And this is where the color coding will come in. Next will be whatever verb that you want. It could be an AR verb, it could be an ER verb, it could be an IR verb. An AR verb would be like descansar, to rest. An IR verb would be ir a la escuela. An ER verb would be comer. So next would be your verb. Next would be whatever verb you choose. I'm going to put it in the same color, or you choose a different color if you can't match that exact teal. Okay, so we have que te gusta, or sorry, not que, te gusta cantar. Technically, you can be done here, boys and girls, but you know that Senora likes to add clarification. You don't need this, but it is okay to include. So after this, you can either put your question mark or you can add this next part in parentheses. A, P, and there is no accent mark on that I. Just like before, there is no accent mark on that I. So that is the question. Okay, who can ask a question? Who can ask a question? Is to dance pleasing to you? Is to sleep pleasing to you? Is to read pleasing to you? Who can ask that question, replacing that verb with an actual verb? Anybody? Okay, Javier, what would be your question?
¿Te gusta comer?
Okay, does everybody know what he's saying? Esperanza, I know you didn't raise your hand for that, but could you tell us in English what the question is asking now that he asked that? ¿Te gusta comer?
Do you like to eat?
Okay, so boys and girls, do you like to eat? How many of you would answer with that very first response? Yes, to eat is pleasing to me, or yes, to eat is very pleasing to me. Great question, Javier. Okay, everybody, do you know the word for yes? Maybe, maybe not. It is sí, con acento, capital S, accent mark over the I. How do you do that on your keyboards? Option E, release the letter I. Or again, you can copy it from down here where it says acentos para copiar. Comma, who is the one liking it? I am. So this is the extra that you can add. I'm going to put a parentheses. You can add a me. This me needs an accento. Some of you guys did not do that on a writing assignment from last week. Accent mark, option E, the letter I, and then close the parentheses. You don't need to add the a me. It is optional. Everybody would then need to say me. And then what's the word for pleasing? Gusta. And then I like for us to repeat that verb. So I'm going to change it to my teal and put the word verb in parentheses because you're going to repeat whatever was asked of you. Okay, repeat that to yourself, clase. Sí. A mí me gusta, and then whatever verb. So who can answer Javier's question to say, yes, to eat is pleasing to me? Oh, I forgot a word. Did anyone realize I forgot a word? What word did I forget? The word very. Did you notice that I didn't include that in here in blue? Okay, so I'll show you where it goes, boys and girls. I forgot. After gusta, if you want to include this word very, I'm going to put it here in blue. The word is mucho. Again, you don't need to, but if you like to do it a lot, then add it. If you just like to eat, then just say, I like to eat. Okay, who can answer Javier's question? Te gusta comer? Te gusta comer? Who can answer his question? Te gusta comer with that structure for here. Margarita, gracias.
Sí, me gusta mucho comer.
Excelente, Margarita. Sí, me gusta. She wants to add the word very, mucho, and the original verb was comer. Excelente. Sí, me gusta mucho comer. Okay, what if you did not like to eat? You would have a problem, but maybe you don't. Maybe the question was, or Esperanza, what was going to be your question? Do you remember what you were going to ask earlier?
Te gusta dibujar?
Oh, that's a good one. Some people like to dibujar and some people don't. That's one that people are either all about or not about. Most of us are about eating. So good. Let's say the question was now te gusta dibujar. In case you forgot, that means to draw. Okay. So now you're going to say, no, to draw is not pleasing to me, or no, to draw is not at all pleasing to me. In Spanish, it's going to be very weird. We actually use two no's, one to represent no and the other one to represent not. It sounds crazy, right? It's like it's a double negative. How can that be? Well, in Spanish, we're going to use two no's, one to represent the no, the other one to represent the not. Here we go, clase. No, comma. If you want to add that a mí, this is where it would go, a mí con acento. Here's your second no to say like not. No, a mí no. And then your me. And then your gusta. And the word for like not at all, you guys already know it. What was that word for nothing? Someone tell me, what was that word for nothing? Trinidad, do you remember?
Nada.
Yes, Trinidad. So if you wanted to say nothing, I'm going to put it in blue, but that is what it would be. Nada. And it kind of makes sense because you're saying like, not at all. Are you crazy? Okay. So no, no me gusta nada. And then we're going to, guess what? Say that original verb to draw. In this case, this is just the sentence structure. So we write verb. I hope I'm not going too fast. Again, I probably will post a video for anybody who wants to rewatch this. Repeat to yourself, clase. No, a mí no me gusta nada, and then whatever verb. So who doesn't like to draw? This would be somebody who would answer my question. Javier, ¿te gusta dibujar?
Can you repeat it?
Yes. ¿Te gusta dibujar? You're going to answer exactly like what we just practiced. No, to draw is not pleasing to me. You're doing exactly what we just wrote or on my shared screen. What does it say here?
No.
Yeah.
Dibujar no me gusta.
Close. The dibujar goes at the end. Do you see how I have verb here? So you would say no, me gusta dibujar. Do you guys realize it's just plug and chug, right? You're just restating the question, or you're just replacing the verb with the verb dibujar. Everything else stays the same. Stuff in parentheses is optional. So one more time, if you did not like to draw, you would say no me gusta dibujar. If you absolutely hated it, you could say no me gusta nada dibujar. Margarita, you have a question. Yes.
What does the me stand for?
That's emphasizing again to me. That's the to me. May also means to me. This is just like emphasizing it. That's why you don't really need it. Everybody get that? Me literally means to me, and a me is an emphasis saying to me like repetitive. That's why I keep telling you, you don't need it. Great question, Margarita. Okay, now let's say you were Javier and other people that don't like to draw, and you could answer it that way, but you can also say it down here. You could say, no, a totally different verb is pleasing to me. And this time we're only going to use one no, because now you're saying something different. You're saying no, something's not. You're just stating no, something different. Okay, ready to see how this structure is going to be? We're probably going to need both lines for this one. Okay. So no, comma. There's the emphasis a mí that Margarita just asked about, con acento. And again, you do not need it. That's why I keep telling you it's in parentheses, because you don't really have to say it, but it means to me. This time we're not going to put a second no, because we're not saying not. You're going to say, I like something different. So you're going to go with the me. No, me gusta. And if you did want to add the word very, just like at the very top, we're going to say mucho. I'm going to put it in blue. And instead of just writing verb this time, I'm going to write exactly what I did in my sentence structure here, different verb. It doesn't have to be the opposite, but it should be something different, right, boys and girls? Like, you know, if I asked you if you like to draw, you're not going to say, no, I like to draw. And it's not going to fit, so I'm going to write the word verb down here. Okay, so that's why I gave us two lines, because I knew it wasn't going to fit. I really did put a lot of time into creating these notes for you. Okay, repeat to yourself. No, a mí me gusta, optional, mucho, and then a different verb. Okay, so who does not like to draw? I know Javier doesn't like to draw. Who else? Okay, Trinidad, what's a different verb that you like to do? Or something you like a lot?
Shopping?
To do nothing?
No, to clean.
Okay, so that's what you're going to say. You're going to use this structure, Trinidad, and you're going to tell us, no,